Hey everyone, back with the what sold on eBay for the weekend for our business. Usually my wife Linda is here. If you're new, you don't know that, but if you are used to her, seeing her, sorry, she's not feeling well. But I'm going to go over what sold in our online store. These are sales from eBay, Mercari, places like that. Mostly eBay, that's our main platform. But we buy items at garage sales, try to sell them online for a profit, mostly on platforms, like I said, these online platforms where we're trying to make a few bucks to help pay for our bills around here. We try to buy low, sell high. We're going for $400 a day. We're going to go through Friday through Sunday sales. So 3 days in our business, we should hit 1,200 if we made our goal. So I'll go over the numbers first, and then we'll show you this kind of mix of items here. It is a good mix, and then I got to get all this packed up. So for the 3 days there, we had 33 sales, which is pretty good. A little bit lower. We're trying to get more like 45 would be kind of like the ideal 15 per day. But still, we ended up with $1,230. There's a couple of higher dollar sales that help boost it up, just a couple, and that really kind of helped push us more to get our goal. But let's get into it. Like I said, a wide variety here. We sell all kinds of stuff, and there's some stuff you probably want to look out for, or stuff to kind of think about in the future. So first off, we have at a garage sale, it was actually a community sale. They were closing up. It was the end of the day. They were already packing stuff in their garage, and I walked in, and they're like, you can look around, but we already started putting stuff away. And I found this PeeWees Playhouse #1 for $1, a little DVD set. Sold that for $16 ship, so it's pretty good. Glad I walked in and got that. I love selling media. Linda and I as well, she does, because it's easy to pack, easy to store, and once you start learning what sells, you can kind of do pretty well on making some money. Not every DVD sells. If you're looking for the ones you've mostly seen, like Top Gun, or if you're like, hey, Harry Potter or whatever, those ones probably aren't that valuable. You're looking usually for oddball stuff or TV series. We have the whole series. Different things can sell. So you got to learn it, but once you do, you can make some good money. Next, we have a bunch of little track locking clips here. You can kind of see them there. These go to a Bachmann G-scale track. We bought a whole train set. We part out the train sets. Usually we find that we make more money when you sell the engine by itself, the train car by itself, the track you part it out, versus as one whole big set. It's harder to find somebody who wants the whole set. These little pieces also come in there, and they sold for $13 ship. Not a whole lot, but a way to make a few extra bucks. Another DVD item, Mr. Tickle, which I don't know who Mr. Tickle is, but it's a sealed DVD from the thrift store. This one came from Toys R Us, actually. This one sold for $22 and some change. Just a random DVD. I scanned it when I was at the thrift store, and boom, it sold. So I think I paid $3 for that one. We have a shot manual here. Just one little shot manual today. This is a Concord and Intrepid 2000. This one sold for $21 shipped. Shot manuals can also be good. Look out for the official OEM ones made by the manufacturer. You can also sell the other aftermarket ones that come out, but the OEM ones can have some pretty good value. I bought a red Keurig. This is the K Mini. I've parted it out. We already sold the water reservoir, I think, and then I just sold this drip tray for $15 shipped. So not a whole lot, but I get these coffee makers for $5 or less usually, and then usually the colored ones are the ones I'm looking for. They seem to be a little bit more desirable, and I'll sell the parts as people break theirs. This is probably like coolest thing that sold. It's this hand-painted like accordion style like little box here. I guess you might call it like a jewelry box. I don't know, just a little storage box. Hopefully you guys can kind of see that. Got this for $2 at a garage sale. Just thought it looked pretty cool. Never really seen, I don't really deal with stuff like this a lot, but just want to branch out. And that one sold for $55 ship. So it took about maybe 2 months to sell, so not too long, but I'm happy with that one. We have a little what is this, a Imaginext Clayface figure here. He's from Batman. He sold, or DC Comics, he sold for like $12, not a whole lot. This item right here has been great. I got a bunch of these Brawn Lemon Fresh Clean and Renew packs right here. I'm in them for $1 a piece, so $2 each. I had, I think, 8 of them in total. We already sold one set for $30, and then I just sold this set for $30. And if you stay tuned into the next video you see from our channel where we sell this week's sales, you're going to see more, because I'm actually packing all this up on Monday morning, and Monday we've already had a sale for one of those. So those were great. Got those from someone who gets a lot of clean outs and a lot of great multi-quantity stuff, so it's good to buy from them. We sell a lot of video game cases if they're valuable. This one's not a whole lot. This is Kirby sold for $10, but it's just an empty case. It can go out, ships in a bubble mailer. But some rare video games, if you can find the video game cases for a rare game but no game in there, you can make good money on a case. Probably maybe the best item, or one of the highest dollar ones. This is a Atlanta Hawks Mutombo jersey. Got this from our $125 jersey buy. Little champion jersey, not little, but I mean it's a great jersey here, good condition, vintage one. That one, we're in them for $5 a piece, and that one sold for $121 shipped. So very cool to move that one. That was one of those better sales. It's going to be hard for you to see this, but this is a set of 4 Madeira dinner plates. Madeira is the brand. It's the Franciscan Madeira pattern, I guess. These 4 dinner plates sold for $45 shipped. I bought a whole bunch of different stuff in one little set for $15. We do sell a lot of dinner servingware or whatever, but plates and bowls and stuff. You really got to learn what pattern sells. So this one didn't do as well, because I'd rather get about $60 for 4 plates. That's kind of like the happy place, where that way when I pay for shipping, I can still make the money I want. But we'll get these packed up. And people have asked me before how I pack these. What I do is I take each plate, bubble wrap it real quick, and then I put some cardboard around it in each direction. And it kind of makes this little, almost like cardboard plate around it. And then I stack those up in a box and ship them. I've had very good luck selling them like that. On trash day, if I see people that have trash, ovens or dishwashers or laundry machines or whatever, washing machines, and they're throwing them away, I will take off the knobs, as long as they're going in the trash, like they're going for scrap or whatever. Obviously, if it works and they want someone to pick it up, I won't take them, but a lot of times just ask the person, and I'll just take these knobs off. This one I got from a GE range, and this one was free, sold for $14 ship. So probably not what a lot of you want to do, but if you do see them out there and someone's got them, or if you're replacing your oven, and maybe when you buy the new oven, they're going to take the old one away, you can actually take the parts off before they take it. They're going to just throw it away usually, so you can take the parts, make a few bucks. Here's a broken DS Lite. This one does not power on at all. It'll show that the battery's charging, but nothing happens with the screen. And this one sold for $30 shipped. I'm in it for $5. So just happy to get that one out of there. It sold. It's actually got something loose inside the little hinge right here. I think the hinge might be starting to break. So, but it's sold for parts. That's good. A Technics remote. This is a good one. A Technics receiver remote. This one sold for $35 shipped. I think I'm in that for $1 or $2. We sold more of our women's Torid sandals. We got this one. It's like a black strap sandal there. That one sold for $25 shipped. I'm in it for $2. I parted out a Kirby Avalier vacuum. It was the 2000 model. It was actually a 100th anniversary model. That's what it is. 100th anniversary model, which is a newer one, so it sold a little better. I sold the hose already. I sold the bag already. And I think I sold the floor nozzle part. This is the last piece to sell. This is not the best selling piece, but it still sold for $42 shipped. I'm just going a pretty big box. Will not make a ton on it, but I am happy to see it go. If there was a piece I wasn't going to sell off that unit, it would be that, because it just doesn't sell that often. It's not a piece that people break a lot. You know, the hoses, the bag, stuff like that breaks or get worn or get dirty, and they want to get a new one. That's just a piece that's not as common to wear out. We sold a book. This is the Taken trilogy. This sold for like $13 shipped. These are cool. I sold a lot of these the past few months, probably 6 months. This is a Anchor Hawking like little microwave dish. I'll show you what it looks like inside. It's like a little divided or whatever. There's also Littenware is another brand that has them. There's different ones that make them, but they're these microwave dishes. I paid $2, and this one sold for $24 shipped. It's very light, but if you can find these, people will buy them. So definitely keep an eye out for them. I don't know if you wouldn't think it would be that desirable, but they keep selling every time I buy them. One of our Funkos, not a valuable one. This one sold for $13 shipped. We had that huge Funko buy. Most of the Funkos that are valuable have already sold. We're kind of down to the lesser ones. The next best item, or maybe tied for the best, or maybe it was the best, is this Adidas tracksuit. So it's this pink, it's got like yellow collar here. It's a pink women's Adidas tracksuit. It's a size medium, I think. It's older for sure. I paid, I think, $19.99 for this at the thrift store, maybe somewhere around there. And this sold for $125 shipped on a best offer. The person did ask if we can get it there in a week because they're going out of town and they want it before they leave. I'm probably going to upgrade them to the priority shipping, so it should get there. I don't want to risk it not getting there and them opening a return, and it's sat for a while, so I'm just happy it's sold. There was also no size tag. It's worn out, so I had to do by measurement, so it's always a little risky too with those. But here's a video game. This is Condemned Criminal Origins. This one sold for $15 shipped. And if you're wondering why I'm looking down, usually Linda's here to have all the numbers on her phone, but I have to use my MacBook because I don't have her here to do that. Here's a little Nissan part. This only sold for $9, but it's from our little car part buy. Here's one of our other, this is our best sale actually right here. This is a Harman Kardon. These are called the Onyx speakers. This is the number Studio 5. I had to buy a replacement adapter because it didn't come with one. There's a small little tear right up here in the corner. You can't really see it, but that tested out. It worked. Sounds beautifully. Paid $20 for it. Then I had to buy the charger. This ended up selling for $140 shipped. The charger was about $12 or $13. So I do buy replacement cords. I have a lot here that I can use sometimes, but sometimes I don't have the right size, and I have to go ahead and buy one. And that one sold in about 2 weeks after listing it, so that was pretty good as well. Some Dyson parts. Bought a Dyson vacuum. I parted it out, and then I had some accessories, and they sold for $20 shipped. Was at an estate sale, and the lady had this with a different kind of different brand. She had it with a food processor, but it was with a different brand, so it didn't actually go or fit on that one. This is an Oster setup here. I told her, I said, yeah, this doesn't go with that. She goes, yeah, it does. And I was like, no, it doesn't. They're different brands and it doesn't fit. I know it may have been the same box, but this goes to an Oster. She goes, oh, you're right. And then she goes, how about $1? And I was like, sure. And then this sold for $35 shipped, so it was a good deal. She wanted to keep it with the food processor, but once I told her that, she sold it separately. So we love selling kitchen parts. This one's super clean, but $35 on that, which is awesome. We have another DVD set from our $250 DVD buy and video game buy. This is Emergency, the complete series. Like I said, look out for a complete series. They sometimes have more value. This one sold for $36 shipped, or no, sorry, $26 shipped. So that was good. A pair of Mephisto shoes. But this was a pretty good brand, but kind of a slower seller, but I mean, it's a pretty good quality, I should say. This little set of shoes here, I think I paid $10 for them and they sold for $50 shipped. This is one where you might go, Cameron, you told me the movies I watched don't sell well. This is Spider-Man. There's 3 different ones on Blu-ray. Individually, they're not worth a whole lot, but a 3-disc Spider-Man movie set does sell. This one sold for $16 shipped, so that was one of the ones that had some value. We have a JVC Remote. We're almost done, guys. I'm moving pretty quick, and I'm sorry. I got to get to work. This is a remote control. This one sold for $14. I don't know what it... I guess it goes to a VCR, probably. No, this is a TV DVD, so this is one that can work both. So I sold that. Sold a pair of jeans. This is MEK or M-E-K denim. I think it's one of those like buckle store ones. These are the Tibet ones, and they sold for $27 shipped. This brand is not as good as like BKE or whatever, but it does sell. Just kind of a little bit slower, so made some money on that. We got 3 of these Nike little pad sets here from Ross or whatever. These are Nike Dry Fit. They're like little boys football pads or whatever. That one sold. We sold another one for $20 shipped, $21 shipped, which is pretty good. We only had them for a couple bucks, and they're pretty light. And then lastly, we got these Humanity Legion Bowl of Rice 1940 pins. You can kind of see those. Just 3 of them. Not really much to them, but these 3 Legion pins sold for $40 shipped, and they came from a big lot of American Legion stuff, that pins and medals and stuff that I bought on the Salvation Army auction site. I bought a bunch of them for about $34, $40 shipped, and we made hundreds of dollars on that stuff. And this is one of our last things to sell, and again, $50 on these 3 pins. So that was the best offer. Once I saw the good offer come through, I took it. I had to get rid of it. So that was a good deal for those. And that's all we have, guys. I know it was quick. Usually we're a little bit longer with Linda here, but I got to get to work. A lot of cool stuff, DVDs, multi-quantity, that clean and renew kits, which you're going to see more of next week. The Harman Kardon speaker. Yeah, pretty bad. The only probably troubling thing to ship will be this guy. Just because it's one little piece. If it wasn't for this little piece sticking out, it's like... be so much easier, but we'll find a box. We'll make it work. I gotta get those plates packed up. So we'll see you guys in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.